My name is Andrew Kramer and I'm from Ukiah. I'm here in Iraq covering the war as a correspondent for the New York Times. It's certainly something that people in Northern California care about. People who are politically engaged can certainly find links to their own lives, questions about why we came here, what our goals are, and how long we'll stay. It's a warm and pleasant evening in Baghdad before the Iraqi weekend, which begins on a Thursday. This park in Baghdad is one of the few places in the city where parents allow their children to play without too much worry about their safety. The park is a showcase project sponsored by the Americans, who have their embassy and other administrative offices across the river, Tigris River, in the Green Zone. It's hard to see it in this park, but the war has inflicted a lot of suffering on the Iraqi people. We spend a lot of time reporting on it here and elsewhere in Iraq. Out of the more than 4,000 soldiers killed in Iraq, one was from Ukiah. Sergeant Jason Buzzard died in Baghdad on June 21, 2006. Last month I was embedded with the U.S. military in Mosul, where the scene was quite a bit different. The soldiers there were still engaged in combat and the city was heavily damaged. Still, however horrible by any reasonable standard the security is in Iraq, and what goes on here is sometimes very, very terrifying. The violence is waning. A number of factors have helped. Probably the most important is that the tribes in the western part of Iraq have allied with the United States. This has freed up the Maliki government to send forces elsewhere, including in Baghdad, to improve security here. Another factor is that the Iraqi army is getting better, certainly with a lot of help from the Americans. Another part of the answer is that the Iraqis are tired of war. They're less likely to support insurgents, no matter how much they'd like the Americans to leave. And as you can see in this park, they're certainly ready to have a little bit of a break. Another tactic is as old as warfare, and that's building walls. There are so many walls in Baghdad, the city sometimes feels like a concrete labyrinth. This was my first impression when I got to Baghdad. Streets lined with walls. They're set up to separate neighborhoods by sect to avoid sectarian killings across the borders.
Get my 15 seconds of fame, huh?
This park is certainly pleasant, but it's not respective of Iraq just now. And it is surrounded by walls, which is how I'm able to stroll around here. I'm Andrew Kramer, and I'm reporting for Ukiah Valley TV in Baghdad.